We might bend the rules. No, this not the news. This that Dash Talk. Dash Talk. Yeah, this that Dash Talk. Welcome to Dash Talk. Disturbing, also stimulating, humorous talk. I'm your host, Myron McGee. And today, we're talking about relationships. And my thing, when people hear relationships, they instantly go to, I guess, a partnership or what you would call a boyfriend, girlfriend relationship or a marriage. But relationships are so much more important than just that. And my thing about relationships, the most important thing to me is you have to respect and set boundaries. If there are no boundaries set or respected, then any relationship, I feel like it's not going to work out. No matter what the relationship is, whether it's mother, son, mother-daughter, father-son, whatever the relationship is. If it's a friendship, that's still a relationship. And without boundaries being set, it will not work. It will not be successful. Now, my thing about it is you have to set up healthy boundaries too, because you can't just set up walls and set up fences for someone and not respect their boundaries as well, or have some boundaries that you feel or that the other person feels is too much. No, you have to have some kind of compromise with your boundaries as well. You have to be able to be lenient sometimes, but also be sturdy at other times. That's how I feel about, that's the main ingredient to me about relationships. And I wanted to talk about relationships on Dash Talk this week because I felt like it was so important, because a lot of the times, or a lot of my relationships were hindered and broken, and they weren't built on the right foundation because I didn't set boundaries. Sometimes I can be a doormat. Other times I don't respect boundaries. And if I don't understand it, or if I'm not being understanding, then the relationship doesn't work out. And for a long time, I had really bad relationships, whether it was with friends, like I said, family, girlfriends. My relationships weren't the best. And the second thing that I feel like we have to have in a relationship is honesty. And these things aren't like, oh, this is 1 and 2. They're mashed up together. Like, these things, you need to have all of it. You need to have a mixture. And that's why I said ingredients, because it's like you're cooking. You have to have ingredients. And honesty is the next one, because if you're not honest with your mate, yourself, your friends, your family, then it's no way that the relationship will last. It might work for a minute, but it will not last, because eventually somebody's going to want to know, why are you being dishonest with me? And if they find out that you're dishonest, they're not going to be able to trust you. And being trustworthy is a major key point in a relationship. Because if I don't trust you, then I don't want to really be around you. If I don't trust you, then I'm not willing to respect your boundaries. If I don't trust you, then I set boundaries that might seem extreme to you because I don't trust you. And I feel like the state of relationships now are in a very bad place because we don't have a lot of honesty, we don't have a lot of trust or boundaries. You know, when it comes to friendships, heard a lot of people, and I know it was going on way before just recently, but it's more open and more spoke about, backdooring people. They backdooring people, they backdooring the homie, this and that. And it's like, the only reason I feel like somebody would be backdoored is because somebody in that relationship is being dishonest and not trustworthy. And if that's the case, you need to be more observant. We all need to be more observant of who it is that we have around us. Because where is the genuine love and respect? Where is that? Where has that gone? Because if you're truly someone that I deal with, we're truly in a relationship, truly in a friendship, then I shouldn't have to worry about if I can trust you. If I can't trust you, then in my opinion, I shouldn't have you around. That shouldn't be the case. If we're friends, or I claim that we're friends, I claim that you're my girlfriend, and I can't trust you, I gotta go through your phone. I gotta have your location. I gotta see where you're at. I gotta see what you're doing, who you with. If that's the case, then why am I with you? I'm adding extra stress to my life just by doing that. And I feel like that's the state of relationships these days. You know, you have people riding in a car, and I don't want him riding behind me. I don't want somebody. If I can't have you in my back seat, then why are you even in the car with me? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and it's really, I've been wrecking my brain about it, because if I can't trust you, if I can't set boundaries with you, and you not be upset about it, if I tell you, no, I'm not having that, I'm not doing this, as someone who's in some kind of relationship with me, you should be okay with that. Especially if it's my things. If I ask you, hey, can you loan me some money? And you tell me no, and our friendship, our relationship goes left because you told me no, then there's a problem. Those boundaries should have been set in the beginning though. If we start a relationship and I tell you, look, I don't loan people money, that's not what I do, then it shouldn't be a problem when you come to me and you ask me that, or you wouldn't even come to me and ask me that because you're respecting my boundaries. But see, people don't set those boundaries and people don't respect those boundaries, so then that's when the problem comes about. And it should never be a tit for tat thing in a relationship. That's why I feel like it should be genuine. If you're in a genuine relationship, again, we're talking about friendships, family, whoever, your mate. If you're in a relationship, it should be genuine. If you do something for me, I shouldn't base what I do for you off of what you do for me. If I sit here and you tell me, and I've done so much for you, I took your kids to school, I picked them up from school, I loaned you money before, I made sure you ate. Okay, my bad, y'all. We had some technical difficulties, but as I was saying, when we're talking about relationships, if I base what I do for you off of what you do for me, the relationship will never be even. It will never work out. Because if I do X, Y, and Z for you, and then I get upset because I asked you to do something for me, and I bring up, oh, I did X, Y, and Z for you, I did this and that, then there's a problem. And it's not because it shouldn't be reciprocated, but we shouldn't be taking points or going tit for tat. Because if I do something for you in a relationship and I genuinely care for you, I'm doing this because it's out of the kindness of my heart. It's because I genuinely mess with you. I genuinely have love for you. I genuinely care for you. I'm not doing it because, in a few months down the line, I can bring up and say, oh yeah, remember when I did such and such for you? Can you do this? Or if I say, hey, loan me this, and you tell me no, and I'm so upset, I'm like, oh, well, I did all X, Y, and Z for you, and you. That's a problem. And some people don't see that as a problem in a relationship. And that's my opinion. You may see it differently, but that's my opinion. Anybody that I mess with, I'm not upset because I know who I'm dealing with. And that's what we need to understand too, who we're dealing with when we get into any kind of relationship. Because if I'm dealing with you and I know who you are, I shouldn't be shocked when you do those things, when you do what you did, because I know who I'm dealing with. If I know I'm dealing with a thief and I choose to still hang around you and still have you in my presence, and then you steal something from me, it shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be a shock because you're a thief. That's what you do. And so I wanted to talk about that part of relationships as far as talking about boundaries, talking about being trustworthy, talking about honesty. And I wanted to get more into talking about relationships as far as your mate goes. I feel like we're in a different state right now. I really don't know the state of dating. I can't really speak. I've been out for 2.5 months, so it's a different state right now. And maybe it's because of social media and things being more open, people being more able to talk about certain things. But when I first, or before I went to prison, polygamy wasn't spoke about as much or as open as it is now. And I see some people, they bash it and they talk about it. And it's like, if it doesn't work for you, then that's you. It's okay. Why do we have to bash things because we're not okay with it? Because it's not for us. Monogamy might not be for some people. And I heard people bash that and they talk crazy about it. But I feel like the best thing about relationships, or the most important thing about a relationship, is to make sure that you're happy. No matter who you love or how many people you're going to love, you have to love yourself first before you can love anybody else. Before you can try to even begin to show anybody else some love or begin to try to grow with somebody, you have to grow yourself. It's not going to work out if you don't start off that way first. And I feel like now we have a bunch of hit it and quit it relationships going on. A lot of relationships where people aren't truly involved in the relationship. You bring a representative to the relationship, or you get in a relationship and you're dishonest about who you really are or your intentions. And that's why I see a lot of relationships not working out. I see a lot of people talk, the dating pool is messed up. And if everybody is saying the dating pool is messed up, where are the good people at? That's what I want to know. If all y'all people saying y'all the good people and the dating pool is so messed up, then why aren't y'all getting together? I'm not understanding it. It was a saying we used to always say. People would be talking about selling drugs and stuff in prison, and it'd be like, man, if all y'all the drug dealers, who was using the drugs? Like, everybody couldn't have been moving this and moving that, and who was buying it from you? And so everybody's, I'm so good, I'm this and that, and we might need to start looking at ourselves and see our flaws and start to see why is it the dating pool is bad for us? Maybe you're putting out the wrong energy. Maybe we looking for the wrong thing. You know, somebody told me when it comes to relationships, sometimes you have to get uncomfortable. You have to go outside of your comfort zone. You're steady looking for the same guy. You steady looking for the same woman. You've been looking for 5'5", brown eyes, thick. That's what you've been dating since you were 16, and now you're 30, and you're steady wondering why it's not working. Maybe do something different. Stop going after the same type. Maybe you're going after the same person. But then we're scared to open up and do new things or try different things. And so by being scared to get out of your comfort zone, you end up with the same thing. And we don't like to admit it, but that's insanity. We're doing in relationships, we're doing the same thing over and over, the same way, expecting different results. It's not gonna happen. You have to try something different. You have to grow in your development for your relationships in order for these things to work out. And don't bash somebody else. Pick yourself up. Because once you start to shine your light and you put out the correct energy, you're going to find what you're looking for. You know, people always say, oh, I'm looking for this. I want that Prince Charming, or I want the ending to that movie. I want my Cinderella. They was putting out their energy. Cinderella was doing what she was supposed to be doing. And she found her man. Or her man found her because she was putting out the correct energy. And I know that's a cartoon. But in real life, even in real life, if you're putting out the correct energy, it's going to happen for you. You can't be dating and, let me see how I can put it. You're all over the place with your dating, but then you say you want this man all to yourself, or you want this woman all to yourself, but you're sharing yourself with everyone else. And it's no problem dating and trying to find what you're looking for, but once you start to figure out this is what I want, then you have to dial it back. You can't continue to be you and say, oh, I'm going to do me and do it. No, when it comes to relationships, we have to compromise. I might have to change up what I'm doing. Oh, I ain't changing for nobody. What? How do you plan on being in a relationship with another human being and plan on not changing something about yourself? How do you plan on not doing something differently and you're being involved with a whole nother human being? You can't continue to do the same thing. Oh, well, I was doing this when I met you. Okay, I met you. I liked you doing that. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't continue to do it, but dial it back. If I met you and you were going to the club every weekend, now I want you to myself. I like you. I need you in my life, or I want you in my life. Spend some time with me on those weekends. So no, I'm not going to be happy with you doing that every weekend. Oh, I met you, and when you met me, I was watching sports all the time. That's what I did. Okay, well, maybe sometimes instead of watching the football game or watching every single football game, how about you say, babe, let's go to the park and I'll catch that game later, record it. We got technology now. Or look it up some kind of way or figure out how to do it together instead of saying, I'm not changing this for nobody. I got this list and I'm doing me. In my opinion, that doesn't work. I'm not saying don't be yourself, but you have to compromise in a relationship. And people look at compromise as a negative word or it's bad. It's not. We have to do those things in order for a relationship to work out. And we on Dash Talk. We talking about the state of relationships because at this point, it seems like relationships really are afterthought. Like, seems like, to me, in my opinion, from what I've been seeing, people really don't even want to have a relationship or be in relationships. You know, it used to be, okay, I want to get to a certain age, I want to get married and do this and that. And now marriage, it seems like, is looked down upon, or like when you hear somebody talk about marriage, they're like, yeah, good luck with that. It's negative connotations stuck with it. And I feel like a lot of the times when I see certain stuff, we go into a relationship with negative thoughts. You know, we go into a relationship with the thought that it might end. It might be over with. It might not work. And I'm not saying that everyone that you date or everyone that you have a relationship is going to be the one. But how much sense does that make going into something and having a thought that it could end or it'll be a failure? You know, I'm a sports advocate. It wouldn't make sense for me to go into a football game, a basketball game, any kind of sports game and have the thought, maybe we gonna lose. It doesn't make sense. I'm in the locker room, I'm coaching the team, and I say, yeah, man, I want y'all to go out here and give y'all best. I want you to do your all. Man, give it everything. Leave it all on the field. And we might lose, but we might lose. No. There's no way. It shouldn't be in your head. And these are my opinions. These aren't facts. I'm not a relationship counselor. I just wanted to talk about relationships because I feel like it's difficult out here. And everybody is going at the other person. And I talked about it earlier. Instead of complaining, let's find some solutions. Everybody is going at, oh, dudes ain't nothing. Females ain't this. They do this and that. Okay. It seems like we have a small-minded view because I know females that are something. I know dudes that are doing what they're doing. And maybe you just can't find the right one because you're still doing stuff that's not going to mix with what you're trying to do. The ingredients that you're fixing aren't going to work right now. You're trying to make a cake and you don't have all the ingredients to it. So we have to figure it out. State of relationships. This was Dash Talk. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let me know what y'all think about relationships. It's going to be posted on YouTube. I'm going to have it on the TikTok, Facebook. Make sure y'all share, like. Let me know what y'all think. Give me y'all opinions. Appreciate you for riding with Dash. And this is Dash Talk. Disturbing, also stimulating, humorous talk. We out.